Greetings, friends. So this video titled "In a World Full of Well-Intentioned Influencers, Wear Your Hair How You Want," my gray hair journey in my 30s. So I'm going to be talking about my gray hair transition, which I did in my 30s, but also talk about how a lot of social media influencers are well-intentioned, but it's not really a good idea to dictate to others how they express self-love. So if you want to wear a wig, please wear your wig and enjoy wearing your wig. If you want to wear hair extensions, enjoy your hair extensions. If you want to wear hair color, color your hair whatever color makes you happy. But at the same time, we don't need to put down the thing that we're not doing. If we're not going gray, it's okay to color, but it's not okay to put down gray. Not okay. You can embrace your natural hair. Yes, that's great, but embracing your natural hair and then putting down people who choose to wear wigs is not okay. Wearing a wig doesn't mean that you don't love yourself. People love themselves perfectly fine in all kinds of wigs and weaves. People love themselves perfectly fine without wigs and weaves. Don't let the internet fool you. The reality is people usually know that. So yeah. Now, on to my gray hair journey in my 30s. I went natural at the age of 30. So when I went natural at the age of 30, I essentially cut all my relaxed hair off after only like 6 months of growing it out. So it was very short and I was still coloring my hair. So about 3 to 4 years into my natural hair journey is when I decided to stop coloring. So I had a fibroid surgery at 34, and about a year later, I decided to stop coloring my hair. Now, I got a lot of comments about not coloring my hair. Not all of them were bad, but some of them were questionable. A lot of people stating that I was too young for gray hair, which I'm not sure how they came to that conclusion. You can have gray hair at any age. We've seen that in real life. We've seen that in animation. I talk about cartoons a lot since that's what I tend to watch a lot. But even outside of animation or imagination, you could have gray hair at any age, and it can look great at any age. And so at 35, I started embracing my gray hair. The initial comments were, "Oh, you're too young for that. You look too young for that." The other is kind of an unspoken assumption that if I'm allowing my hair to go gray, I'm just giving up on being desired, of being attractive to men or whoever, and that's just not true. You can still be attractive with any color hair. You can still be attractive with any textured hair. It didn't make sense to me that no, you can't have white hair. You can have white skin. If you have white skin, the universe is gonna open up all of her heavens and drop all your blessings. But if you have white hair, no. Nope. Not for white hair. Didn't make sense to me. And obviously, we all know that that's not true. So I embraced the gray. I'm pretty hard-headed and stubborn in that way. I started taking dance classes the same year that I decided to grow out my gray hair. So in the particular genre of dance class that I was taking, for the longest time, I was the only black person in the class. And then eventually some more women of color kind of came through, but I was also the only one in the group who was publicly wearing gray hair. I didn't care. I'm pretty stubborn in that way. I do not care, and I'm not going to cave to the peer pressure. Self-love means that you're being who you are regardless of what everybody else says or what anybody else thinks. And so this video is going to be kind of short. It looks like it's going to be kind of short. I thought I would be more ranty, but really I feel compassion. But that's just me. I got to be myself. I know I want to get on here and rage, but we don't get to dictate how people express self-love. That's nobody's purpose. It's nobody's job to dictate to other humans how they express self-love. So if you love your wigs, do that. If you love your hair color, do that. But there's no need to put down the opposite of what you're doing. And I think that's where people, even myself included, that's where, I get a little bit defensive. Like, yeah, that's great. You want to color your hair, but don't sit there and say that, oh, it makes me look old and unattractive and I'm vain, so I have to. No, putting down something else doesn't mean that you're vain. It just means that you're probably a little insensitive. That's on that. So yeah, here's some more photos of my gray hair transition through my 30s. I did not big chop. My hair for my gray hair transition. And I did that on purpose because I'm stubborn and I'm hard-headed and I don't care what people think. I did not care about the harsh line of demarcation between my colored hair and not colored hair. I still went out in public. I danced out in public with my 2 or 3 toned hair in its natural state. And yeah, I didn't have a lot of breakage because usually, or sometimes with relaxed hair, that line of demarcation between the relaxed hair and the natural hair, you can get some breakage and it becomes harder to like detangle in that area. But with growing out my color, I did not have any really definitive breakage between the colored hair and the gray hair. And I think that's why I was able to grow it so long, for it to be so long without any issues, because the color demarcation line for me, for the color that I had in, it didn't cause any problems with breakage. And did I have anything else I want to add? My videos are not that great, you guys. I'm not a professional editor. I'm just kind of winging this. Okay, so I think that's all I have to say. And if you're looking to embrace your gray hair, great. If not, also great. That's life.